Alright, and we're back. Hollow Pursuits. So this is the role quest for all the ranged magical DPS. Let me guess, you're standing in front of Craig, bounty hunter non-Parel, because you've a mind to aid me in felling the dread Prometheus. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? You have the right of it. You know why we're here. Willing to throw caution to the wind and strike off to do battle with a nigh indomitable foe? Why I've got the feeling the two of us will get along just fine. Yep. Allow me to elaborate. Prometheus isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin eater. He's one of the nastiest the realm has seen. Formed from the remains of one of those goddamned warriors of light. There are four of them all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being buried for nigh on the century. If the tales are true, people have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into a sin eater, his was none other than Archmagus Nerobart, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it's only been a few short years since he's first showed up in Almorang, he already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery, not keen on seeing their trade routes disrupted. The local merchants have placed a bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the eternal bounty for myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided that you can prove to me that you possess the rather specialized set of skills that I require. I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Amarang. I mean to set off for there shortly. Ha. As you wish. There's still so much to do, even after we get done this. But at least the role quest for Shadowbringers will be complete. Like, the thing is, somehow the role quest, the ending of it and stuff, like once you do the final quest after the four role quests, that opens up. It's supposed to somehow set the stage for like 2 or 3 expansions from now, and I'm like, how? How do you even know that's what it's doing? So I guess we'll find out soon. So you came. It's good to see someone who isn't all talk. As fortune would have it, another Sin Eater, a far less imposing specimen than Prometheus, of course, has been sighted just to the west of here. Prove to me you have the skills to back up your words, and we'll talk further. See, I can't go. The problem with the first is you can't go around talking about Heidelin and stuff here. I guess. So, like, by saying, oh yeah, You don't think I'm that skilled? I defeated Heidelin and Zodiac, and they'll be like, who? It's like, that's it? This is it? I'm disappointed. My day is ruined. Goodbye. So every 30 seconds that passes, apparently... Okay. See, like I said, I don't... You know what? Let's just... Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with little doubt. Seems I've found myself a formidable ally, and so I'll extend the offer in earnest. Help me hunt down Prometheus, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. What do you say? That's the spirit. Now there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me, Border Squad, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. So, excuse me? Uh-oh. It's the music. So how much do I need? Because that is kind of the goal too, is to get the 81 so I can use trust for the next 2 to 3 days straight. Welcome to Mars. Oh. Friend, as you can see, it's a bustling trade post, frequented by merchants from across the realm. At least it was before opponents showed up and started preying on unwitting travelers. Hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next, yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Prometheus in return tell the tales speak of the great horrors they witnessed. Carnivorous black holes materializing out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. What? People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumor has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Prometheus before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceed to consume everything in sight. So a black hole? And I do mean everything. Just the other day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Mages have postulated that these holes are literally tears in the fabric of our reality, gateways to other worlds, to put it another way. At any rate, suffice to say that the next man to come back from the void will be the first. It's a black hole. It's not a hollow, it's a black hole. Call it what it is. Unless black hole is not something they know. And yet, there's something odd about it all. Witnesses say that Prometheus doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or sentiments. He simply shambles across the waste, summoning hollows one after the next, and the destruction follows as a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile. It simply summons the hollow to consume every incoming arrow. With every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up with their hands, even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount. I am on a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there was a way to neutralize the hollows, we'd more than stand a chance against Prometheus. Or Boranus himself. This is why I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Sin Eater spoke clear. You're a mage of no common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge or aptitude to help me figure out a way to defend against the hollows, it's you. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I best get to work. Once I've formulated a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. Yay. Yeah, I'm gonna need more than that. Nice. It'll be, if I'm right, it's like 5 quests. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 5 quests. Ah, there you are. And your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Thormidas was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't you worry, I have no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar, that we might observe the hollows with our own eyes. Formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I procured this mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance of mine at the Crystarium. By setting it on Prometheus's trail, I mean to gauge just how wide of a breath we must keep from the fiend as to not to be sucked up into the void. Shed no tears for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success, and yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. You're a lifesaver, friend. I just spotted nasty-looking sandskin Sibyl looking about to the east of here. I believe one of the attendants should serve well to put some spring back in the little fellow's step. Snag one for me and I'll see to the repairs. Oh, what? I'm sorry, what did you just say? Track down the sandskin Sibyllus in the fields of Ember. The what? I'm so confused. What? Hang on. Might help just a little bit to have my chocobo out. Ow. Oh yeah, I'm missing a couple of these. Any luck finding that tendon? For my part, I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and a leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it'll be more than worth it. Perfect. Yes, I reckon this is durable and elastic enough to replace the mannequin snap drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout us out a suitable lookout point? Prometheus was just last sighted, just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. That word that I can't even say correctly. There's a lot of words that I can't say correctly. Yay! Yay. What'd you do? Steal it from Final Fantasy XIII? Oh, fair friend. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back to tip-top shape. And since it appears you found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get down to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while. Um, well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Look closely now and hold your gaze. You might witness the sheer horror with your own two eyes. Whoa. Yeah, that's a gate. That's a hollow gate. Yeah, that's a void gate. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Permanent sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before he has a chance to investigate the hollows. It knows. He knows. He knows. And he just leaves it? For how long? And there he goes. I'll send the mannequin in to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. God. Boop. But gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend, though his sight but his face. We now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer to see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close. They fancy a vacation to a dark abyss. Don't worry. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be the first time I've been in such a horrible place. It's as if a shadowy whirlwind rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day. This sends a shiver up my spine. Let me out. It's so dark in here. Why the pale face, friend? You look as if you've seen a ghost. A voice, you say, from inside the hollow, but that's impossible. Over here. Is that a voice? Out there, if you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees, not even an ether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice, what's it? God's name is it saying? A voice of a boy, you say. Claims he's lost his side with no ether current to follow. Sounds like he's adrift in the flow. Not unlike what would happen if an etherite to which one was teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute. What if there was some way you could channel your ether into the void? Might that not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I know how we go about that. You reckon you could just do that? You could do just that? I won't even think of asking how. Do your damnedest. Wait, I knew you were no ordinary sinner. Even still, you find You find ways to surprise me. You've done it. Where am I? I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, this boy needs our care. Let us carry him back to Soda and find him a warm bed and some nutriment. This is not how I expected this to go. Every time you think it's something, it's like, nope. Let's go in a different direction, sir. Boy, the boy's now resting. The boy's resting now. He is weak, but not wounded. He's as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? There's much we must ask him when he wakes. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? As a matter of fact, you don't say. In that case, he's all yours. I'm jesting, friend. I can't very well tie you down here forever. Worry not. I'll manage somehow. I suppose the first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some food. Meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. Yeah, that would be better. Oh, he may be suffering from some ailment indescribable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Damn it all, I knew I wasn't cut out for it. Take him to a physician. Because you don't know what... Echoes of the past. Ah, there you are. You'll be happy to know the boy is awake. Seems to be no worse for the wear. Physically speaking, at least. There's just one rub. You see, he has no recollection of where he came from. Just how he managed to get swallowed up into the void. What? An act other than his name. Other than his own name. Taynor. He can't remember much of anything at all. He seems a good lad, mind you. Eats my half hour's cooking with a smile and nearly a word of complaint. Complaint. Yet I reckon he's hurting inside and badly. We must reunite him with his parents with all due speed. I suggested that he go for a stroll around Moscow in the hopes that the sights may help him jog his memory. He can't have wandered far. Why don't you go check on him? Slowly we're getting to 81. Do not tell me. You are the one who rescued me from the flow, yes? I feel from you the same warmth that reached out to me when I was adrift in the ether. I'll be damned. The boy's a sharp one. And that's not the least of it. The carer who examined him said they could feel great power welling up from within him. Despite his young name, Taynor here seems to possess a remarkable command of the magical arts. How ironic. Perhaps I do, and yet I cannot say. Try as I might, I can recall nothing of who I am or where I came from, only the darkness. No need for apologies, boy. You did well. Just to make it back to us. Speaking of which, can you remember anything at all what you felt when you were adrift in the void? Then I remember, at least I think I do. I recall a vague sensation of someone passing alongside me. Indeed, I believe this is what roused me from my slumber. But the hollows truly are gates between worlds. That would mean that someone recently traveled from ours to another, or from another to ours. It's not possible, or is it? You'd be surprised. I'm living proof of that. You know something I don't, friend. Worry not. I won't pry for details. Oh well, no sense racking our brains over matters beyond our comprehension. Let's concentrate on what we can do, namely, finding the boy here a home. No doubt his memories will come back to him in due time. You truly do that for me? But the two of you have already saved my life. I couldn't possibly burden you any further. What the? Heh, it's no burden at all. Besides, if we can't figure out just who you are and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers. If we can figure out just who you are and where you came from, it just might lead us to the answers we seek. Now let's consider the options. One possibility is that you are an orphan, all alone in this world, with not a soul to care or look after you. And yet, this seems unlikely. Yes, the magical powers you possess says otherwise. If you are truly as skilled in magic as they say, then it stands to reason that someone trained you in the art. Who this master of yours is, and whether you are of their blood or simply received their tutelage, this I cannot say. But either way, I'm certain they are worried sick about you. If that truly is so, I would very much like to meet this person too. That settles it then. Let's get down to business. I took the liberty of inquiring around Morla and the Crystarium. Unfortunately, there have been no reports of missing persons matching Paynard's description. Which means that we have no choice but to take our search elsewhere. I know of a merchant in town whose travels often take him far afield. Let us have a talk with him and see if he heard any helpful rumors. You know what? That is a weird feeling. I'm starting to realize I sound so different with the headphones on than I do off. With them off. Rumor of a missing boy, you say? Funny that you ask. It's a long shot, but I reckon, but I overheard something the other day that might be of use. Excuse me. On my way to Morscore, I stopped over at the inn at Journey's Head. There, I met an ailing mage. As the carers told it, he'd been ambushed by a sin eater and was separated from his child in a battle. Hells, could it be? If the sin eater that attacked the poor man was Prometheus, that would explain everything. This man you speak of, he could be my father? We must go to him at once. Agreed. And you hope that the man is... No, there's point in presuming the worst. Let us make for the inn. See what the carers there will tell us. What level is this quest? 74? So that's 6, 8. Yeah, still got 3 quests to do. Concerned. Oh, this is the place where. Oh. Oh, there. I hear there's a mage in your care who lost his boy. Wow. I do believe we have him right here. I think. I fear there might be some mistake. The boy in question I was already found. This is him right here. What? So it wasn't my father after all. Boy with you, he too has been separated from his family? Just so, we heard a man here was looking for his son, and we just hoped. Alas, it seems it wasn't meant to be. But there are many people here, yes. Might I ask around to see if any of the others are my family? But of course. Yet many of the people here are quite ill, and in many cases, in considerable pain. It is not a place for a young child to walk around unattended. Indeed, it's not. Guess that means either myself or Ronald here should accompany him. I'll go with him. The walk might help me take my mind off things. A bad idea. If the lad loves in mine, I reckon Taylor would rather be with someone at his own age. Take his mind off things. Speaking of which, how is the boy's father holding up? I fear the poor man has already departed on his journey. He is a man no longer. Oh no. The child insisted on staying by his father's side until the last. I permitted this out of respect for him. Though part of me regrets the choice. None so young should suffer such horrors. It was some small solace to learn that he has living relatives who reside at the Crystarium. In fact, I was just making preparations to escort them there myself. I see. Reckon we should also find someone to look after Tainer as well. Don't get me wrong, friend. I haven't given up on the prospect of finding the boy's family, but we have no other leads, and the deadly sin eater still on the loose. The lad tags along with us every step of the way. He's far more likely to end up dead or worse than to ever reunite with his family. Here's what I propose. We find someone to watch him, retain her for the time being, get back on the hunt, and gather whatever clues we can about his origins along the way. Is there not more we can do? Let's see that he is safe. Ah, that goes without saying. Let us have a talk with the proprietor of the Wandering Stairs. He is a kindly enough chap, and knows damn near everyone in these parts. With any luck, he'll be able to direct us to a willing and able to go on again. Look, I don't like this any more than you do. but it's best but it's the best we can do for the boy given our circumstances. At any rate, let's find him and share the news. Don't worry, it's my decision. I intend to take responsibility for it. Yeah. Uh-oh. The news finally seems the two young ones got in a quarrel sorts and tearing up and ran away. Seems the lad mentioned how he came out of one of those hollows. The other boy put two and two together and figured he'd been attacked by a sin eater. Then I said my dad was attacked by a sin eater and he turned into one himself. So I asked, what if you turn into a sin eater too? When all white. I'm saying, what do you mean? What do you mean over and over again? I just couldn't take it because I knew it. I was shouting at him, shut up. Why did I say such a meaning? Self, lad, both of you have had a rough go. These past few days, nobody could blame either one of you for feeling a bit on edge. We just hurry and find Tanner before he comes to harm. Let's split up. I'll search to the west, and you search to the east. Be careful out there. Oh, God. Three of them. Alright, let's do this. Oh, snap. So that's how it works, huh? Hey! I have one. Weird. I got one. I had one. I got a polygon. When I heard the clamor of battle, I feared the worst, but I see you have everything under control. Are you okay? I don't deserve this kindness. I was just so scared. I was wondering about what would become of me if I never recovered my memories, and then I started thinking, what if I ended up like that boy's father? What if it's already happening to me? That's one matter you needn't worry yourself with. The carer who examined you told me as such. You suffered no direct wounds. You are in no danger of turning into a senior than Ronald or me. I don't know, I almost came close. It might still be there, in secret. Is that so? That's good to hear, but I must apologize to that boy. I should never know better than to badger him with such things, especially after what happened to his father. Funny thing that. You're saying the same thing about you. You both have good hearts, lad. You've been through more than any man should. There's no need to be ashamed about your feelings. Still, there is still so much I do not understand about this world. Why does no one know of me? Am I doomed to be alone for the rest of my days? Why must it be this way? If only I could remember something, anything. I'm sick of not knowing who I am, of being alone. There it is. I was wondering when we were going to get a vision. I'm surprised we didn't get one at the beginning of it all. Whoa. What's your turn, Tanner? Do not be disheartened by your last attempt. Even the greatest of mages have known failure. Your command of magic is equal of my own. If I can succeed, there's no reason why you cannot free your mind of worry and focus. Thank you, Nailbart. Oh my god. He's not even from this timeline. He's not even from this time. You've been misplaced for time. Okay, wait, are you alright, Rona? Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I remember now. I was standing here on these blighted plains. My head hung low in shame. Then Norbert turned to me with a smile and heartening words. And then, why does the name sound so familiar? I reckon we much to discuss, but not in this God's forsaken place. Let's head back to the inn and see if we can't get to the bottom of this. How about we... Oh, I can see the look on his face right now. It's so insane, though. To have children being able to rip holes in reality? To create, like, the so-called hollows? Where is it? That's craziness. Turner, are you alright? I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said those nasty things. Forgive me for reacting as I did. I'm fine. In fact, I seem to have recovered some of my memory. Really? Wonderful. Maybe you won't feel so scared and alone anymore. I'm leaving to go live in the Crystarium with my relatives. Promise me you'll come visit. I mean, after you get your memories back and all, of course. That's a promise. Till next time, my friend. I knew that you two would work things out. Now let us return to Mosqued. We have more than our fair share of questions that need answering. Don't bombard him with questions all of a sudden. I mean, geez. He just remembered like 2% of his memories. Which is not a lot. As I saw it, first you fainted all of a sudden, and you came to a portion of Taylor's memories had returned. What in the world happened out there? Oh, you might have to Okay, so don't panic, but I can see things. The power to look into the past, eh? And you are certain that what Ronald described matches up with your recollection? I don't know how to break this to you, lad, but your friend Norbert that was with you that day, he's no ordinary boy. He's none other than the very man who became Prometheus, one of those goddamn warriors of light. If he was just a young child in your memories, that means what you saw took place over 100 years ago. Would that it were just a coincidence? Another boy with the same name? But no, judging from the formidable command of magic, I can only assume it was him. On the way back, I managed to recall some more about Nelbert and myself. We were taken in by a group of mages, a consortium of sort. They were searching for the means to open a hole to another world, and were recruiting young children with high magical aptitude for the task. Nelbert and myself were the two they chose. You can't be serious, and that would explain the Saint ability to summon those damned hollows. And if you possess the self-same knowledge and training as Nelbert did, it could explain why you were able to survive in there all that time. What I don't understand is, why haven't you aged at all? I cannot say for sure, yet my memories, they are slowly coming back to me. In time, I may be able to help you find a way to close the hollows. You'd be a lifesaver if you could. But don't overburden yourself. You're still recovering after all. In the meantime, don't worry. Ronald and I will see you safe. Uh-oh. What? I thought Tanner was just a victim of the Sin Eater. To think he was actually friends with the man himself, huh? Back when he was still a man. This can't be simple a coincidence. Yes, I'm convinced of it now. The child holds the key to defeating Prometheus. Pheronis. I gotta figure out what that name is. We must keep him safe and not let him out of our sights. Besides, look at how hard he's trying to recover his memories. I'm not so heartless as to kick the poor lad aside before he figured out matters out. But we can't very well rush things. You and I will continue to prepare for the battle ahead while waiting for the rest of Tanner's memories to come back to him. Ah, that is to say, if it's all right with you, then. I'm so sorry. I can't possibly burden you any further. Look, lad, I've only known you a short while, but I can tell you're a good heart and a good head on your shoulders. I can only begin to imagine the horrors you've been through, not to mention the fears and uncertainties you face even now. But I want you to promise me this: no more apologies. You've no burden to us, not in the least. You're a valuable member of our band, and as long as you're willing, I want you with us. Isn't that right, Ronald? I see. Thank you, Craig. Or Sirig. Thank you, Ronald. I will aid your quest in whatever I can. Yay. Now that Now that's more like it. We're counting on you, lad. $76. Good news, friend. Tanner here has told me that his memories are starting to come back to him. There's one recollection in particular. He says he's eager to discuss with the two of us. Tell us, lad, what is it? Yeah, what's going on, buddy? As time goes by, memories of my earlier days return to me piece by piece. Narrowbart and I were born to members of the great custodium of mages. From our earliest years, we were tutored in the magical arts by some of the realm's greatest scholars. The custodium leaders sought to find a way to open a hole in time and space, a portal to other worlds from which they could summon forth beasts of great power. Nelbur and I were chosen to participate in the research. My God, you're trying to pull summoning great beasts from beyond our world. You're a mage, Ronald. Is that even possible? Perhaps he speaks of void scent. Void scent. Never heard of them. But I'll take that answer as a yes. Mages come up with the darnest idea. With the damnedest ideas. And yet I don't understand why ever would they use two young boys for such a dangerous experiment. Because they knew that the performing such an act has consequences. So why do it themselves when they can just drop it on a child and make them take the risk? Why else? I mean, the beast our master sought and summon resides in the plains most distant from our own. Reaching across such a great distance requires a tremendous store of ethereal power. So our masters set about to breed the perfect mage. Marriages were arranged to wed the mightiest members of the custodium to one another, in hopes that they would bring forth children of theretofore unheard of magical aptitude. Finally, they succeeded. And so you were born and Nailbert. Indeed, from even before we could speak, we were taught the complex incantations required to breach the boundaries between two worlds. We practiced these spells day after day, night after night. From what seemed an eternity, at long last, we were deemed ready to attempt the summoning. Why would you want to summon a beast from the void? Sadly, the experiment ended in failure. The pull from beyond the rift was too strong to resist, and I was sucked into a hollow of my own creation. There I remained trapped, alone and adrift in an empty void until Ronald called me back to this world. Alas, over a century has passed since that fateful day. That's the one thing I still don't understand. If so many years have truly passed, why is it you have not aged even a whit? Time moves differently where it was. I cannot say for certain, but I remember the words of one of my teachers. The rift is it's not unlike a border between countless worlds. A place that exists beyond time and space. If it is true that the rift exists outside of our concept of time, then it is all too possible that even seconds spent in that empty pocket could correspond to months, years, or decades in our world. So you return to us just as you were that day, even while over a century has passed for the rest of us. Ah, the concept of time. Why didn't Nailbert save you? Shouldn't it have been as simple as opening another portal to the void where you were trapped? I fear that would be close to impossible. Opening the portal and reaching us far into the rift as we did required all our energies to be focused in using. So in losing you, not only did Nilbert lose his friend, his only chance at saving you. He lost his only chance at saving you. Talk about being dealt a rough hand. Fear not. I have good news to share as well. I do believe I've managed to recall the incantations needed to summon and manipulate the hollows. Summoning beasts from beyond the rift is far beyond my powers, but I might be able to seal up the hollows. Firmness so enjoys summoning. Let's say you, friends. Shall I give it a try? I don't think he's opening them for enjoyment. I think he's trying to open them to try and get him out, but doesn't understand how to go about it exactly. It's like this one little thing, like undone resolve, that he's forced to do over and over. Okay, oh, now that's music to my ears. But let's not be too hasty. After all, the last time you tried to use this magic, there were some complications, to say the least. Come on. Yes, you must take the necessary precautions before confronting us in earnest. Let us meet outside the village, where Tanner can test out his magic safe from harm. Yes, let us do that. This is taking a bit longer than I thought, but it's expected considering this is a role quest line. Then again, the Black Mage quest line took a lot longer too. Maybe because I was distracted by so much. Whoa, is that a... Yeah, I've still got 2 quests after this. 78 and then 80. Uh-oh. Careful. Wicked White, you did it, lad. Sadly, I have not the strength to reach further beyond, nor keep the portal open for more than a few moments. No, I would need further training before I could face. Uh-oh. Where the hell did that bastard come from? Could he be using the portals to move around? No, I'm too close. I can feel it pulling me in. No, no, but these are my friends. You mustn't hurt them. What the? What's that? Oh, we're having this moment. This isn't good. The cave-in's completely sealed off the tunnel behind us. We've not recourse but to press on without our companions. You heard her. what it will be. I suppose it falls on us to slay the beast to collect the bounty. Perhaps you and your band would care to take the lead? Spare me your jabs. You have no intention of giving up your prize, mind you. I too made a promise to my companions, a promise I mean to keep. I told you about splitting up was a bad idea. If Brandon and Rendari were here, this second-rate spellcaster would be no match for us. Now, Sivia, let's not forget who our true foe is here. Lamit. You're certain that if we slay this monstrosity, the cave-ins will leave? According to the miners, the beast was first sighted on the same day the premise began. Its very presence sucking the mountain dry of its ether. We dwarves know these caves as well as we know our own bodies, trust me. I suppose we best make short work of it before everything comes crashing down. Hey, where do you think you're going? My apologies. I took your ceaseless prattling as an invitation to proceed on my own. Think yourself clever, do you? You've uncommon confidence to think you could fell the beast without aid. Answer me this. Why is it you are so intent on claiming the bounty for your own? The bounty? Why indeed? It's not the bounty he wants. It's something else. At any rate, unless you have a mind to stand around here until we get all crushed, we best be moving, yes? Finally, something we can agree on. So I have a proposal. Let's say we band together until our battle here is won. The tremors grow stronger, no doubt. A cave-in is imminent. Let us vanquish the enemy with our combined strength and quit this place before it becomes our tomb. Until the battle is won, then. After that, I go my own way. So you say. Oh, okay. I guess this is happening. Raid is most welcome, Narva. Indeed. Can I move? Thank you. So I've got Ronkin and Ronkin. Okay, it's just... You're just gonna casually just cast cat? Okay, I guess so. It would seem we're not the only ones stuck in here, eh? I have a big feeling about this. What's this? It leads deeper within. Oh boy. We really should be have asked for a map. Not that it would be much use after all the cave-ins. That? The enemy? Well, aren't you a big boy? Oh. What the? What the heck was that about? Still think you managed on your own mage? Perhaps it would have been more of a struggle than I expected. You still think you could do stuff, mage? What the? Why does that look familiar? Wait a sec. Oh, never mind. I thought it was something else. That's him. He's the one who drinks the mind's ether. Alright. Doors for now. Boy, it's a good thing no one has positionals, you know what I'm saying? This is all you do. Thankfully, I learned how to do this job, so... Ah. God, you suck as a healer. I would have already had everybody to full if this was my creation. Yeah. Boy, I got worried for a moment. I thought I wouldn't need to move. But you know what would be great? If I had things like, oh, I don't know, ley lines, ethereal manipulation, fire for yeah, you know, for an overly powerful mage. For this super well-breeded super mage that you're supposed to be, you know, you really don't have the spells. Or maybe, the first just adds an access to those kinds of powers. If they spent less time trying to open void gates, trying to pull void scent out of rifts in time and space, they would learn how to perform such spells. I'm just saying. No. It's Got one more trick up his sleeve, it seems. This is kind of bad. Yeah, it's got more attack power, so if it does that again, it's probably gonna kill us. Let's not let that happen again. I kind of get annoyed with these flashbacks of playing with other characters instead of my own. We're still in a flashback, by the way. We've done it now to find ourselves a way out. The tremors continue, but why? The fiend has been vanquished and its ether returned to the mountains. Unless that wasn't it. We were wrong. No, it was not the creature itself that was causing the quakes. I asked the crystal course with nigh inconceivable power. A vast wellspring of answer accumulated over the ages. Yes, the beast was but a hungry creature drawn here by the stone as was I. You had no interest in the bounty all along. I knew it. I figured as much. The stone has been left unchecked for too long. The pure volume of ether it houses now is so vast and overwhelming it threatens to bring the entire mountain down. For how many years have I searched for it? This precious relic that could afford me the power needed to save my friend. You mean to take the stone from this place? But then what would happen to the mountain? If the ether is not returned to the earth, it is only a matter of time until the mine collapses. The miners, those who live at the foot of the mountain, countless lives would be lost. A double edged. There's no time. What can we do? Hey, Taylor, my friend. The tremors have stopped. Tainer, please forgive me. I promise you this. As long as I walk this earth, I shall never, never give up hope. Hey, a crystal. One of us. One of us. One. The stone was yours to do as you pleased, and still you chose the fate of many over your friend. In return of your sacrifice, I will make you an offer. Come with us, and let us join you in your search for a means to save your comrade. The life of an adventurer isn't an easy one, but I dare say you strike me as the sort who just might enjoy it. So what say you? We'll travel around together and lend our strength to what unfortunate souls we encounter along the way. And who knows, before you know it, we just might stumble upon a way to rescue your Tainer. I would like that very much. Tainer, forgive me. I may have failed you today, but mark my words, for as long as I walk this land, I will not abandon hope. Way to bring you back to us. But today I find myself in the company of new companions. For now, I must lend them my strength, just as they lent theirs to me. Ronald, are you alright? What happened? What happened? Worry not. Permanently long gone. I launched a few arrows in its direction. While you were distracted by while I was distracted by Tainer's spell and it just stole away. Anyhow, I'm just glad you're awake and on your feet again. Come now. Let's hurry back to before the bastard has a change of heart and comes back for us. We're getting closer. These things take time, but it's working. You really gave us a scare back there. Clutching your head in pain with a deadly sinner in plain sight. Let me guess, you had another one of your visions, didn't you? Wait, take me. So that's how Nelvert and Arbert met up. This goes to show you that in times of crisis, even the bitterest of rivals can turn fast friends. Now let's see if I have this straight. Nelvert made it his life's mission, save Tainer here. Knowing that his own energies wouldn't suffice, he went in search of a relic that would afford him the etheric power needed to reach beyond the world. And deep in the mindset, there he found it. Yet in the end, he decided to sacrifice the stone in his own cause to save the lives of the countless innocents who called the mountain home. So did he, and so did he take his first steps down the path of a hero, a warrior of light. That's why he came back. So that's why he came back to this place. Why he still summons the Hollows, as he did so many years ago. Aye, there can be no doubting. Even now, even now that he's become a sin eater, bereft of memory, reason, and any sense of his own actions, the ghastly shell of what was once narrowboat still haunts the wasteland, searching for a way to bring back his old friend. I only knew him as a child, and the whole idea of sin eaters and the warriors light, it was all so new to me. Even as the pieces came together, I could not truly believe that narrowness, prenniness, Voranus were one and the same. But when our gazes first met, standing there in the waste, in an instant, I knew it without question. That was my friend, a friend who had been searching for me all these years. At least, I know what I must do. I must stop, my dear friend. I must stop Baroness, that my dear friend may finally find peace. Thank you, my friends. And the battle, I was able to push Mariah's Hollow away from Kyrg, if only for a short distance. With more training, I am certain I can learn to close them up entirely. After all we've already seen from you, I have no reason to doubt you. If you're game, so are we. Finally, some cause for hope. But still, we must exercise caution. The last time the boy worked his magic, our foes showed up faster than you could save, Baroness. While this may be simple coincidence, the likelihood is high that the casting of the spell itself summoned the Sin Eater to us. You best avoid casting any similar incantations until we're prepared for the final confrontation. I want you to stay close for now. Devote yourself to your studies and hone your skills to whatever degree you can in the safety of the village. In the meantime, Ronald and I will redouble our training efforts as well. Should we succeed in finding a way to counteract the Hollows, it will come down to our firepower versus our foes. We must be at full strength for the battle, lest we allow victory to slip between our fingers. $70. Ooh, espresso. I could use one of them right now. Oh boy. The look in your eyes. Yes, I can see that you have gained much strength since the last we met. You'll be pleased to hear that Tainer has managed to make steady progress in his training as well. The boy believes he has gained much of the knowledge and skill he possessed before getting sucked into that pocket of time and space. An admirable feat, considering that it was not long ago that he could scarcely remember his own name. And yet, there's one aspect of his training as yet to be addressed. Put simply, the boy lacks experience in battle. To work the magic necessary to seal up the Hollows, I must maintain perfect focus and clarity of mind. At the battle with this is my first, I fear my concentration will be disrupted all too easily. And so, I thought I'd take the boy out into the wilds that he might acclimate himself to the battlefield and further hone his command of magic in the process. And yet, we must keep a wide bereft of Amorang. Were we to encounter Prometheus before we are fully prepared, the results could be disastrous. So I propose that we go on an excursion of sorts. Would you be willing to accompany us? I believe there is much the boy can learn from your example. Ah, excellent. Then let us make for Lakeland. The beast in the forest of the lost shepherd should provide a fair challenge for the lad. Yeah. Lakeland. Fort Jibs. Fort Jibs. Fort Jib. Fort Jibs. The Fort of Jibs. Whoa. I forgot this is Lakeland, not Crystarium. Boing. Ah, there he is. Now, shall we get down to, something the matter? How do you like my news clothes, Ronald? Not only are they stylish, why I could just feel the power welling up from deep within me. They were a present from Rig. Isn't he the best? It was a simple investment, nothing more. We must seize every possible advantage if we hope to triumph over our foe. But enough idle chit chat. We have work to do, Ronald. I would ask you to begin by setting an example for the boy, showing him precisely how you conduct yourself in battle. We can't very well just toss him to the Wolverines all on his own, now can we? Why? That's what they did to me. That's what they did to every other player. So why don't you go out there and hunt one down for us? Tainer, watch carefully and let Ronald show you how it's done. Right. I'm gonna show you how it's done, huh? Surveying? Surveying? Oh no. I was not prepared. Now I am prepared. Yeah, that's terrible. That was incredible. The sheer destructive power of your spells, the way you seamlessly weaved one incantation after the next, everything. But tell me, what did you say is the most important thing a mage should keep in mind when doing battle with a fearsome foe? Casting your spells in proper sequence is the key. Yep, that's what separates basic black mages from the masters of them. Ah, but of course, thank you, Ronald. I will endeavor to put everything I have learned from you into practice. Well, here goes nothing. It's gonna be good. Uh, right. Where do I? Oh, that's not curses. Just stay still so I can hit you already. Ready now. Don't let the enemy flush steer you. Keep your focus. Right. Focus. I've seen enough of this. No, no, wait a minute. No, no. No, no. He's not gonna learn unless you... Did you get it? Okay. So anyway, that was a thing that just happened. Welcome to the battlefield. Oh dear, that didn't go nearly as well as I hoped. Don't get so down on yourself, lad. I shouldn't have jumped. I shouldn't have jumped in the way I did. I dare say you were starting to get a hang of it there at the end. I thought it would be simple enough to test to follow Ronald's lead, but when that savage creature stared me down, I was too flustered to put what learned into practice. Indeed, it's not the strength of your magic that is the issue. You simply must learn to compose yourself. What do you think, Ronald? Are there any words of wisdom you may help me? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and all will be fine. Just. Thank you. I'm sure you are right. I can't allow my foe to break my concentration like this. Anyhow, let me try once more. This time will go better, I promise you. At least he's relentless. Look at that bug. Boy, yes, the boy will be fine. I must stay my hand. He'll be fine. There you go. I did it. The battle is won. Yay. We did it. Now that's how you wallop a Wolverine. Well done, lad. I'm proud I could be here for your first victory. You're far too kind. I couldn't have done it without you and Ronald here to show me the way. You have my thanks. But don't let up now, boy. You must keep battling until all that you've learned becomes second nature. Now, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? That was rather more difficult than I expected, and yet thanks to you and Zurich, I feel like I can hold my own on the battlefield now. I'd have to agree. The way you made short work of that last critter, I'd say it's time you find a more worthy opponent. Let us learn the Boscan and plot our next course. Yes. Let us begin anew. We're almost there. Oh, my head is killing me though. What it is I think it's just too much on my mind. You've proven the perfect mentor for the boy, Ronald. Hells, I dare say old Zurich could learn a thing or two from you. You taught him not only how to wield his spells in battle, but how to maintain his focus in the face of danger. With those fundamentals under his belt, it's just a matter of time and practice until he's ready to face for yes. I promise you, my friends, I will not let you down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I best go and write down all I've learned today while it's fresh in my memory. Such passion and determination. This must be the boy he always was. Before his time, beyond the rift stole from him his memories and his spirit. He devotes himself to his training, that he might help us fell Femoris and bring his friend a measure of salvation. There's no telling what course the battle will take, but I suspect the boy will be forced to confront his past head on. It will not be easy for him, and yet I believe it is a necessary step for him in order to forge himself a new future. For Tainer's sake, and for the sake of those who call Alma Amarang home, we must triumph in this battle. Yes. Not to mention, for the sake of our coin purses, eh? At any rate, I will leave you to your training and return to my own. Final confrontation is close at hand, and we must be ready. This is it. A tearful reunion. Well, look who's back. And looking more imposing than ever. I might add, you'll be pleased to know that Tainart's command of his magics has advanced by leaps and bounds since you left. Says he's finally convinced he can hold his own against Paramis. Truth be told, I worry about the boy. As devoted as he is to his training, I can't help but notice a sad, uneasy look in his eyes from time to time. He insists it's nothing, of course, but I remain unconvinced. As a fellow mage, perhaps you could succeed in reaching out to him where I failed. He should be around here somewhere. Go and find him and see if you can offer a few words of support, won't you? I mean, it's not something a mage can fix. It's just the fact that he's got to fight someone he cared about, who's a friend who was trying to save him. Hello there, Ronald. Is there something I can do for you? Theory was worried about me. You saying this kind of him. I assure you, I'm completely fine. I owe so much to the both of you. You brought me back from beyond the rift, took me under your wing, trained me, and comforted me to the point that my memories and my magic have been both returned. I'm fighting to face my old friend in battle, and it's all because of you. Yet, there is a fear growing inside me, a fear that threatens to consume me. In my studies, I have learned so much about the Sin Eaters. I've learned how those who fell to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like how those who fall to the most powerful Sin Eaters, like become Sin Eaters themselves, doomed to live out their days as mindless, unholy abominations. If I were to lose my focus in battle and you or Keurig suffer the same fate as Nelbert, the only three friends I have known in this world, if I lose you all, how could I ever live with myself again? This thought, it shakes me to my very core. Think worry not for us. Think only of Nelbert. So you're saying that I should free my mind of distractions and focus on the task at hand? No, I'm saying realize that if we don't do something, you will lose everything. Mainly him. So right, worrying endlessly about things beyond my control will only serve to break my focus. That's how. Thank you, friend. The task is a daunting one. But I trust in myself and in the strong and gentle friends who stand by my side. Nothing would make me happier than to help Nelbert find peace. But that is not the only reason I fight this battle. I must repay Ewing Sirig, for all you have given me. Not only did the two of you bring me back to this world, you have instilled me with a newfound sense of purpose, and yet, when the battle is done, you will leave this place. You will embark on new adventures with new companions. Worry not. I will not hold you back or stand in your way. That is another reason I must fight this battle. I must prove to you, to all three of my friends, that I am strong enough to get on my own. You're strong, Hannah. You can do this. Perhaps I got a little carried away there. In any event, we should tell Keurig I am ready. Tell Keurig. It's Sirig. It's Sirig. Sirig. It's something. It's this person. Sirig. You're finally back, I see. I was starting to get worried. I trust this means you're ready to do battle with him? I am. Let us put an end to this nightmare. Set Nilbert and the people of this land free. That's the spirit? Alright. The plan is to lure Venice to us by the same method as last time. We will venture to the central hills of Amber, a safe distance from this city, and Tainer will summon forth a hollow. It should only be a matter of time before our quarry arrives. I believe our chances are best if we can lure to a wide open space where we will have complete freedom to maneuver. The hills of Amber should suffice. If you are ready, let us be away. Away to the moon. Yeah. We're almost there. It's kind of odd that I had the other three. It was like, what was it, like 4 of these? I had the other 3 done rather quickly, and that kind of well, the first one was from Monk's point of view. I did that along the way, pretty much, I think. Excuse me? Hey. Hold on. I got another fight. I'm ready. Let us begin. Over there. It's him. Yes, I knew you would come. Well, I guess we won't be needing this anymore. Oh, now. You don't have to... Wait. Give it up, Nelbert. My spells are more than a match for your own. These are my friends, and I'll not let you take them. Do you hear me, Nelbert? Your long nightmare and ours shall end this day. Oh boy. Your item has been synced. Let's do this. the boy. It's time to show the best. I'm on a hollow. See, that's gonna be. And it's gonna make this harder because I don't know the rotation. Explosion, Bamukumbe. I gotta keep a Nokian going. That's what I've learned. My God, I could never move. He is. I can't. What if we just let them be sucked in? Hey, what's this do? Okay. That's doesn't help us one bit. Oh my God, he's filling the entire arena up with freaking. Oh, you know what I should be doing? I didn't think of it until now. Where is it? Well, I hope that... Yeah, it might help if I did all this. This battle might have been over sooner. I'm sorry, everybody. My God. If I knew where, if I knew what the icons of my own abilities looked like, this would be so much easier. But it's almost over, I hope. That's fine. Have it. He's gonna summon more, isn't he? That's fine. Because I'm so bad at this job, and I keep saying it over and over, but it's like... Yes, I know it does. It's over. I'm probably the worst. That must have been completely embarrassing to see. I can imagine everybody complaining about me playing Black Mage. Like that. Oh, it's cracked. Broken and dulled. It's okay. I can eat it. Forgive me, Tainer. Far and wide did I travel with my companions, all the while searching for a way, any way at all, to bring you back to this world. And yet, in the end, it was all in vain. Though I treasured the adventures I had with Arbor and the others, my choice that fateful day forever haunted me. What if I had run off with the stone and used its power to rescue you as I had always intended? What adventures might we have shared? I sunk into the depths of despair and felt myself a wrench for doing so. For by what right do I pity myself when it was I who consigned you to a far more cruel and tragic of fate? Whatever pain, whatever loss, I knew is nothing compared to what you suffered, what you still suffer. Abandoned by your friend, cast adrift in a cold, dark void until the end of time. Yet no doubt you are still out there beyond the rift, cursing my name to this very day. Is that true, Doug? No, but I'm right here. And yet, even if you despise me, whatever fiber of your being, if still I would give anything to see you just one last time. You could curse me, revile me, rain fisted magic down on me. It would all be worth it, just for the chance to say, I'm sorry. Stop it, Nova. Please stop saying those things. Even after you had your mind, your heart, the very humanity ripped from you. Still, for all these years, you kept searching for me. How could I ever hate my best friend? Don't you see, old friend? It was Ronald here who brought me back to this world, but it was you who guided him to me. You have suffered long enough, my friend. I can take care of myself now. You needn't worry about me no longer, so please rest peacefully. And that's it. They're all gone now. All of the cardinal virtues are defeated. And I never have to play this class again. Until 90. Well, I have to take it up to 90 and do it. It's over. At last. You don't need to explain it to me. I know that the Nelbert we saw was just a memory, a reflection from the crystal. That my friend truly passed years and years ago. And yet, even if those words will never reach Nelbert, simply saying them aloud gave me a measure of peace. I have no regrets today. But we should be getting back to town before any more Sin Eaters take notice of us, yes? I'll say, after that battle, I could use a rest, and I reckon Ronald here could use it good as well. Yeah, I'm still amazed I was able to do that first try. I was wondering if I would have had to actually drop the difficulty to very easy. I held my own. Like I have a basic grasp of how Black Rage works at level 80 pretty much. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour, I'm happy to report that tales of our triumph are already spreading across town like wildfire. Word has it, the merchants are so grateful that they intended to sweeten the bounty with a generous personal reward. My friends, I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, Norbert has found peace, and I can finally close the book on this chapter of my past. Every day I thank the gods for having brought us together. The feeling's mutual, lad. To be honest, I wasn't sure what to expect when you popped out of that hole. It's been a pleasure having you at our side. So tell me, now that you made peace with your past, what do you plan to do with your future? You and Ronald had trained me well, and I'm quite confident that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Perhaps I will travel to land and see if I might use my abilities to help those in need. If I didn't know better, I'd think those were the words of someone twice your age. If that's truly your intention, then I have something of a plan. First, I'll need Ronald's here permission. It's just a thought I had, but let's say we give the Lions share of the bounty to Taylor here. I reckon he needs it more than we do. And besides, we couldn't have won the battle without him. Yeah, of course. I knew you'd feel the same. It's the least we can do to help the boy forge a path and a future for himself. My friends, I could never take advantage of your kindness like that. Think nothing of it. It's not easy for a boy your age to make his way in the world. And this is the least we can do. Think of it as a parting gift from your brothers in arms. Thank you, Sirik. Thank you, Ronald. As long as I live, I will never forget your generosity. Finally, I have one last proposal for you, if you're keen to hear it. There's this bounty hunter I know. He can hold his own with a bow, but he's always thought he could take on bigger marks if he had a skilled mage at his side. If you're looking for a partner, that is. Keurig, you could not possibly me. Of course I'm saying it. So what it would be? Yes, 1,000 times yes. Why nothing would make me happier. I suppose I settled it. Welcome aboard, lad. I've got a feeling that this is only the beginning of a rewarding friendship. And on that note, I do believe my new partner and I are off to the Castarium to find ourselves a new mark. If it's not too much to ask, why don't you join us there? I still owe you your share of the bounty, and I reckon it'd be a good place to say our proper farewells. Good. So after this, I'm gonna slip the. I guess I should just merge the level 80 conclusion of Black Mage into this, and then we never speak for Black Mage until 90. Oh, Ronald, glad you could join us. Tainer and I just arrived a short while ago ourselves. The boy's keen on starting his new life as a bounty hunter, to say the least. He's got no ends of questions, that one. But there's only so much I can teach him. The rest he'll have to learn from experience, so I intend to do what I can to show him the world and keep him safe. Or is it the other way around? He keep you safe. So don't worry about us. Between my bow and his magics, I reckon we'll be able to hold our own out there. That said, should we ever find ourselves on the trail of a particularly nasty foe, I hope you're not be averse to lending us your strength once more. Yes, somehow I have a feeling it won't take another 100 years for our paths to cross again. Until then, friend, stay sheltered in the shade. Speaker for the wise. And there it is. That's the final quest. Shadow, walk with me. A new chapter of New Game Plus has been added, by the way. So let's go over here. With access to level 81 now, that means that here. Yeah. So, hey, you guys want to hear a crazy story? I talk about magics, huh? I'll show you magics. Home for a tome. Welcome back to these halls, Ronald. Of the Black. I sense that the dark powers in you are ever budgering. Pray tell, where have your travels taken you since we last met? I felled a great mage in battle. A journey to another world, you say? Intriguing. Indeed. Consider me impressed and even a bit envious. How were you able to peer into the past of the Archmage Nova and form a bond? How you were able to peer into the past, and form a bond across the ages with his young friend Tainer. Though the circumstances are not entirely the same, I cannot help but think back to my own encounter with the great Chateau. Speaking of which, I too have been keeping myself occupied. Why, I have recorded every detail we learned of our last adventure in writing. We might preserve Chateau's knowledge for prosperity. and avert any similar calamity that may threaten future generations. Just the other day, I put the finishing touches on the final chapter of the final volume, concluding with Shitoto's departure. There is, however, one lingering. Well, fancy that I come to check up on Lalai here. Who do I find but our old friend Ron? Well, visit everyone's favorite button-headed hero. I need neither your support nor your sympathy, but I suppose you've never been one to let that stop you. From now, Lalai, you yourself mentioned that you were at a loss for what to do with the records you had scribed, yes? I simply hope to inquire as to whether there have been any fruitful developments on that front. So you mean to rub salt in my wounds, yes? There's been no development, fruitful or otherwise. I consulted with my brothers and sisters of the Order of the Nathal, but to the last man they refused to even entertain the thought. What? No, you consulted with... Do you mean to say that you are still a member of the Order? Why, I always assumed that you had been excommunicated for your partake of the dark arts. Excommunicated? Simply for the pursuit of knowledge, perish the thought, though, to be fair. There are many holier than thou types in the Order who share this pig-headed hero's opinion. And irrespective of this, the fact remains that the Order seal away countless tomes in their vaults when they forbid the art of black magic. Storing my own writing with them, I would argue, is the most logical opinion or option. But no, they are too prudish and too prejudiced against yours truly to listen to reason. Then again, perhaps if a thaumaturge in good standing with the Order were to put in a good word on my behalf, may indeed find a more sympathetic ear. What do you say, Ronald? I'll go talk to them. Excellent. Then let us hurry to the ossuary and see if we can't convince that stuffy yak to see good sense. Come on. A moment, if you please, Ronald. To tell the truth, the question of where to store our records is not the only matter that concerns me. Lalai, recently I cannot help but feel that the etheric power within her is shifting, warping in ways that I have not felt before. As for why this is, I cannot yet be sure. Until we discover more, pray look after her, will you? Yes. Alright, back to them. Let's go to the... Ronald, well, this is an unexpected surprise. Not an entirely pleasant one, though. It is by no fault of your own. The unmitigated gall of you, Lalai. Do you honestly believe that dragging poor Ronald here against his will, no doubt, would convince me to agree to housing your shameful scribblings in our archive? I have said it once and I'll say it again. Until the day you renounce the deprived teachings of Kururuka, you will find no friends here. I would see those books burned before I give them a home here, for her sake and for your own. I swear, despite that pretentious monocle, you remain as blind as a bat to the big picture. Ronald of the Black, talk some sense into us, overstuffed Terry. Do all in the Order agree with you? At least one of us here is capable of communicating like an adult. I will grudgingly admit there is one other who shares Lalai's sentiments. In fact, it is none other than our very own guildmaster, Master Kokoba. What was it? What was the name? Wow, you don't even know the guildmaster's name. Kokobukai? Huh. It does not surprise me in the least. Come, Ronald, let us present our case to someone wise enough to understand it. I was wondering who might be behind the screaming and stamping that echoed all the way to this chamber. Sister Lalai, was it? Yes, it is true. I find myself rather convinced by the young lady's argument. It is all but impossible for us to prevent any and all from studying the dark arts. Why then not keep this dangerous knowledge close at hand? Where we keep an ever watchful eye on those who would pursue it. Yet I fear that my own view is not a popular one. My power to influence the others is far from absolute. And so I would offer a proposal. Let us state our case directly to the head of the order. The Pyrolis Dulala. Dulala herself. That she might pass judgment. Ooh. You mean there's someone higher than us? You and Lalai shall argue in favor of accepting the terms, and those opposing shall argue against it. Should all go well, the Pyrolis will agree to the proposal, and the terms will have a safe home. And yet, the plan is not without risk. Should your argument be less than convincing, there remains a chance Dulala may expressly forbid any further research. Why, if she is in a particularly foul mood, your very place in the order may suddenly become quite tenuous. As if there is a chance my words could be anything but persuasive. I accept. Pray summon the prioress at her earliest convenience. Well then, that settles it. We best hurry and prepare our argument. Out of our enemy's earshot, of course. Come with me. I guess there's someone higher than all in the order. So there's someone higher than the guildmaster of the order, so. This is our chance, Ronald. We simply must convince the Prioris at all costs. The future of our art depends on it. Oh, what is this curious sensation? I'll lie. I knew something was amiss. The ether within you is transforming in a most unusual way. I must admit, I have not quite felt myself lately. My head, it feels as heavy as stone. No, this will not do. I'm afraid I must insist that you submit to a full examination before the hearing commences. Yeah, you should probably do that now. You know me? Someone fetch a healer. Oh wait, that's me. This is no time for panicking. Friend, we must carry her to the... the thaw. I fear, as I suspected, the etheric balance with her has broken down entirely, and unchecked energies are now eating away at her from within. And I'm just like, okay. I can only assume that playing host to Shadoto's memories have put a terrible strain on her, one for which she has yet to completely recover. Yes, it would seem that her mind and spirit are in mortal peril. I have never witnessed this degree of etheric imbalance before. I didn't suppose you have. I saw a world consumed by light. Saw a man transformed into a holy abomination. I see. I can scarcely imagine all you have witnessed in your travels, but an imbalance of ether similar to what I now observe in Lila would appear to be behind the phenomenon you describe. If we can assume that the memories of Chateau taken up residence simulated her etheric flow, causing it to shift violently in an astral direction, stands to reason we could restore balance by introducing a counteracting umbral aspect. By the 12, I think I've got it, and yet the process would not be quick nor easy. I suppose we no choice but to ask Master Koko Bukai to delay the hearing? Delay the hearing? Have you lost your little wits you had? Why, if word got out that my condition was the result of my pursuit of the dark arts, it would all but seal Yayuki's case against me. What the? Odd to see you without an outfit. No, we must proceed as planned before our opponents are the wiser. Ronald, here is my magnum opus. The fruits of all we went through together. I leave them in your capable hands. Go on ahead and I'll be along in due time. Man, you can't possibly mean to attend the proceedings in your current condition. Of course not. Fortunately, I just so happen to know a hearer who, despite being a supple stick in the mud, has proven himself more than capable in the healing arts. A lie? Very well, leave it to me. I will see that you are back on your feet before the judgment is rendered. Until then, I suppose it is up to Ronald here. This is taking a little longer than I thought. This is gonna be one long video. I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, wow. Alive will be joining the proceedings a touch late, you say. It's most unlike her, to say the least. She has entrusted her records to you? Very well, with any luck we will be able to use them to our advantage. Now allow me to see them. The prioress will be here soon. Will be here all too soon. Oh, it's you! Rolla has not even the courtesy to arrive on time and to the hearing. She herself requests. I swear, the woman's selfishness knows no bounds. I move that her request be dismissed immediately. It is for her own good. Her own good, yes. It is as I suspected. You speak from your own experience, don't you, child? Ooh. I recall that you too once took an unpopular position in support of your erstwhile Master Munipu, one that earned you only the ire of your brothers and sisters. Ouch. We're throwing that accusation out. Yes, and what of it? I fought for a hopeless cause that in the end served only to isolate me from my peers. Is it so wrong that I wish to save Lalai from a similar fate? She must abandon this farce at once and return to her rightful place in the order. To this I cannot agree. In the short time before these proceedings, I perused what I could of these tomes. In their pages are written not only forbidden secrets of black magic, but accounts of astounding phenomena, the likes of which I could scarcely imagine. Boy, if you think those are crazy, what's in those books are crazy. I've got a few stories for you. Lala conducted her research without the support or interference of the order, and the fruits of that measure has borne And the fruits that research has borne cannot be denied. While our guild could not support 1,000 others like her, I see little to gain from stifling one woman's passion and forcing her to work within such rigorous rules and regulations. The merits of both arguments are not lost on me, and yet I must confess a degree of ignorance about the matter at hand. Oh, I know it, that. Oh, I know that black magic was forbidden for its role in bringing disaster to our world, and yet you still practice this art. Tell me, adventurer, is this magic as calamitous as the rumors say? Destruction, too, can bring salvation. Your destruction shall bring salvation. It depends on who wields it and to what end. Any power in the right or wrong hands can determine whether it's good or evil. If I understand you correctly, you would argue that in the right hands, even the art of destruction might serve the greater good, and yet how are we to be certain that this sister Lalai can be trusted with such potentially ruinous knowledge? My apologies, Parnas. By your leave, I would tell my tale. Black magic is an inherently dangerous art. This cannot, this I cannot and will not deny. Never would I suggest that even a single mage pursue this path without full knowledge of the perils that lie ahead. That is precisely why I have recorded in painstaking detail not only the arcane knowledge I have gleaned, but every last one of the mirror phenomenon, both wondrous and terror, I have experienced in its pursuit. Unbreakable bonds formed with beastmen we once thought our sworn enemy, bodies and souls consumed by the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. An unspeakable calamity revisited upon our world after millennia. We must leave this knowledge to posterity, that our sons and daughters do not repeat the mistakes of our past. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. This is the crux of your argument, yes? I mean, it should be the absolute crux. It's very well. Master Kokobuki, I hereby order you to establish a research organization on the auspices of your guild to further study the impact of black magic. I also grant you permission to store the aforementioned tomes in your archive, under the condition that Sister Lalai oversees them. Understood. I will see that both the tomes and Lalai herself find a safe home within our halls. I am still not entirely convinced. If the guildmaster himself is willing to accept responsibility, I have no reason to oppose. I cannot thank you enough. Mark my words. You will not regret this decision. I will see to it that this knowledge is passed down as it should be. That the errors of our past will never be repeated. That's great and everything, but can I go? I gotta use the bathroom. I seriously have to use the bathroom. Oh my god, how much information is there? Well, I do believe the proceedings went about as well as could be expected. I suppose this means that Lalai is now directly under my supervision. Don't think you'll be getting free reign around here simply because I vouched for you, child. I expect regular reports on any and all of your findings. Only through transparency will black magic ever be accepted by doubters and skeptics. Understood. I shall begin to prepare my first report at once. Before that, there is another with whom I'd like to share these tidings. That is, by your leave, Guildmaster. I believe you know well of whom I speak. He awaits us at the sacrum. Come along. I think I know who it is. That wasn't the real lie, I bet. I bet you that was the hearer. Probably a illusion spell, which I find funny. And so you see, I simply thought that, well, whatever's the master, Lala, this is your moment of triumph. I would expect you to be more triumphant. Of course I am. It's simply that, well, clearly, I did not accomplish this on my own, so... Oh, so it was really her. He managed to pull off healing her really quickly. Honor of the Black, and yes, as well. You as well, so you have my deepest gratitude. They say this has been a momentous day in more ways than one. Once again, Lolai, my congratulations. You are most welcome. And with that, I shall be on my way. When next we meet, I would introduce my colleagues from Stillglade Fan. Now that you are no longer a pariah, I suppose they will not be advised to exchanging knowledge with you. And just when I was beginning to take a liking to that doll. You love him and you know it. At any rate, though my official position may have changed, my mission remains the same. I would do all in my power to preserve our art for future generations. Pray continue to lend me your aid, Ronald of the Black. Da, da, da. And with that, we are done for now. Yeah, it is late. I sadly do not have the time to do the final quest line, the ending of the role quest for Shadowbringers tonight. I'll probably get on in the morning though to do them, to make that recording before I do Chrono Trigger. But I am on 81, so that's a good thing. I've done a lot. I've done so much in this game. I've probably done more in this game than I have ever done in any game in existence. But that's it for now. I'm going to bed. So, good night, everyone.